Hello everyone! Mabuhay! Today I'm going to show you how I plant these orchids. Please check out my unboxing video if you haven't watched that yet. Here is the Phalaenopsis Philippinensis 2 days after the unboxing, and it's looking very bad. Another leaf fell, only 2 are left, and the new roots stopped growing. I will plant this in a plastic cup in a semi-hydro setup, and I hope that it will not die on me. Sana mabuhay pa. This is the plastic cup that I'm going to use. I will place big size leca at the bottom and I will use the smaller ones on top. By the way, I treated these orchids with pesticide and fungicide. I mentioned in my previous video that I'm going to use pesticide again for thrips, and I sprayed all of my orchids including the new ones. For this orchid, I did not touch the roots. I planted it directly because I'm just too scared and worried about its condition, and I don't know if that's a good idea, but here it is. I will water this later with the other plants. The leca looks dry, but they were pre-soaked. I just placed them in an open basket. Here's the Denrobium Amethystoglossum. They separated after I removed the moss, and some of the older canes are rotten. I will cut away the rotten canes as well as the other oldest canes. I will also clean the roots and spray them with hydrogen peroxide. I'm finished with cleaning the roots. This is enough for me. I also sprayed hydrogen peroxide, and I'm using this clay pot for this big dendro, and I will use charcoal as my medium. I'm placing charcoal at the bottom of the pot, place the orchid, and add more charcoal. Press the charcoal firmly so that the orchid will not wobble. If you're using charcoal as your medium, it is best to soak them first because charcoals are usually very dry. They will repel water when you water them without soaking. And in my experience, charcoal can also dry new root tips, especially when it's so hot. That's why in my other dendros, I place some cocoa husk chips. Is done, let's pot the other one. I will use plastic container for the smaller dendro. I made some holes using my soldering iron. If you want to try this, you can also use heated metals in making holes in your plastic pots. I also place charcoal at the bottom of this plastic pot, then place the plant and add more charcoal. And don't forget to press the charcoal firmly so that it won't wobble. And it's done. Moving on with the vandas, I will use plastic pots and pure bark. This is the Vanda Luzonica, and all of its roots are dry and dead. But this might be a new root. I hope that it will continue to grow because it's already drying out. I will cut these roots or maybe even the stem. I cutted just the roots and let's check. And I think I need to cut more. And you see that's already dry. So I'm going to cut this and cut more dry roots. And this is all I left. I'll place this here first and let's work with the Vanda Boxalli. I will separate these two and I might damage some of the roots. I'll take the risk so that I can plant them properly, and I think that will give me a better result. I will work on this now, and I will just fast forward the video when I edit this because this might take long. And I separated the keiki. I will remove some of the dead roots and plant this in a while with the other vandas. This is the main plant. I will remove the dead roots and some of the roots so that it can sit properly on the pot. And this is now my Vanda Boxalli. I will plant them now. I'll just clean the table first. All set! I will use this cinnamon powder for the cutted stems and 3 barks I bought from Everrich Supplies. And I will also use these plastic pots I bought from them. I have a video where I bought Vanda baskets and CATTLEYA pots. You can check that later. I will start with the Vanda Luzonica. I will plant it this way, and I have to show you I already placed cinnamon powder on where I cut the stem. I will tie this Vanda into the basket using this twist wire to stabilize it. Then I'll just add barks. Vanda Luzonica done. I will now work with the Vanda Boxalli using the same process I did with the Luzonica, but I will not tie them to the pots because they have roots and the bark will help them stabilize. We're almost done, and I would like to thank my subscribers. We are growing in this channel, and I also would like to thank my Facebook groups and friends for the support. And shout out to Jurab Labajos. Thank you for sharing where I can buy healthier native orchids next time. Thank you for the support. And for those of you who are not subscribed yet, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. I will post regular updates about my orchid hobby and other plants. Let's learn and grow together. Vanda Boxalli main plant done. And lastly, the Vanda Boxalli keiki. By the way, in case you want to see the size of the bark, I'll show you. They're not small, so still very airy, but will help retain moisture. All Vandas are done. I'll water all of them. And here are all of the new native orchids planted in different pots, media, and setup. Thank you for watching. Paalam! See you in my next videos.